হে পাবক, অনন্ত নক্ষত্র বিথি তুমি, অন্ধকারে তোমার পবিত্র অগ্নি জলে। অমাময়ী নিশি যদি সৃজনের শেষ কথা হয়, আর তার প্রতিবিম্ব হয় যদি মানব হৃদয়, তবুও আবার জ্যোতি সৃষ্টির নিবিড় মনোবলে জ্বলে ওঠে সময়ের, আকাশের, পৃথিবীর শনে। Most of all the poets of the 1930s, they were somehow or other, they had to find their way reacting to or negotiating with Tagore. For Jivanananda that was not the case. Jivanananda didn't sound like Tagore at all.
School syllabus, the school atmosphere ambient was less attractive than riding a tram or bus. So, during that period, the Naxalite movements appeared in the city. So, there was not much law and order, and the school restrictions were less. Taking that advantage, I bunked my school many days, maybe 2-3 days a week, and I travelled everywhere in the city and the suburb areas except using the local trains.
My grandpa he was a lawyer. He used to go and practice to the High Court, Calcutta. So he used to go on trams. From here, he go to Howrah station.
and after there he change a tram and he go to directly to High Court. When he came back to the house, he used to give me the tickets, and he asks that after the month I will look, or I will count how many tickets you collect.
In trams, there were first class and second classes. So first class is meant for relatively elite class of people, whereas the poorer people, they opted for the second class. So this is the first demarcation in our society that I noticed, that everybody is not rich. Even the difference of fare was not significant, but still it has some meaning to the poorer people. Many of the passengers, they were paying the fare using the paper money, the currency notes. In contrast, when I traveled in the second class, I found that most of the people, they are paying the dues in small denomination coins. And sometimes it happened that when the second class conductor has lots of coins, then he exchanged with the first class counterpart conductor so that he can have more changes to satisfy his needs for the first class passenger.
ভোরের বেলার মাঠ, প্রান্তর, নীলকণ্ঠ পাখি, দুপুরবেলার আকাশে নীল পাহাড়, নীলিমা. His major writings, in a sense, were already there, but it was not known in that sense. Some or other, he got suppressed. His Dhushar Pandalipi, we used to know that it was an important collection of poems, but in our time, at that time at least, it was not easily available. It was very difficult to say whether it was in print at all. Perhaps not.
All the tickets are very short time period of its existence. When you come to the bus or your tram, when you're traveling on the tram and when you outboard from it, you throw out the tickets. This type of things is known as ephemera. Basically, this type of tickets and this type of paper materials that reflect the popular art of that time.
And the huge structure, so when we get a window seat, we look upward and see how much, what is the height and how the constructions are there, the riveting between the iron pillars. Everything was very unique. And crossing the river over Howrah Bridge using a tram car is a lifelong experience.
Mother says once, give me that, যাও হাওড়া ব্রিজে ট্রাম বন্ধ হয়ে যাবে, তুমি হাওড়া ব্রিজের ট্রামটা একবার ঘুরে এসো.
Also, I discovered the Howrah trams at that time. Howrah trams, though it is a small section, it had some unique features which was not available in Calcutta. So Howrah trams is distinct. That I completely discovered after bunking my schools.
On the Howrah Bridge, the tram is going to stop in 1980s. So I make a last travel on the tram crossing Howrah Bridges. After that, the tram on Howrah Bridge route closed. That make me very shocked.
Then the car approached Howrah Bridge. Howrah Bridge, riding on a tram on the Howrah Bridge is an unforgettable experience. It is no more there.
इसी में हम लोग को चलना है। अगर ये कोई तरह से लग गया तो गाली बात मार सब।
The problem arose when the 6th Pay Commission was implemented. There was a huge increment in the salary of the central government and probably state government, I am not sure. The moment the people get a lump sum in their hand, especially when the arrears they came together, the first item the people selected was to buy a car. Because by that time, because of automation in the automobile society, the car price has been reduced. Maybe 2-3 lakhs that they can easily afford. So I found that within a year or 1 or 2 or 3, innumerable cars appeared in the city and that clogged the road. It created traffic congestion, noise pollution, air pollution, everything bad in the society. And there is a report that 95% of the road space of the city is occupied by those people, by those cars that cater only 5% of the commuters. So this is not a democracy.
बस में भाड़ा ज़्यादा है, बस का हाइट ज़्यादा है, पॉल्यूशन है, काम पे भाड़ा कम है, हाइट कम है, पॉल्यूशन नहीं है, जर्नी अच्छा है.
The poetry that referred to the tumult or turbulent 40s, both in terms of social economic conditions as was in the case of Bengal famine of 1943, then the communal riots of 1946, and then ultimately the independence came in 1947. Now the poetry that Jivanananda, his poetic response to these social, economic, cultural and mental developments of the period, Buddhadev Bosu gradually was becoming a bit skeptical about this term. He was a loner, so to say. Personally speaking, he was a loner. He had many difficulties in his even academic career, so to say. Didn't find a suitable teaching job, perhaps because of his inner nature. And you know, in his poetry there is a line, because of my personal idiosyncrasies, I am perhaps alienating myself from everything. So in poetry also he gives recognition to that kind of his inner nature of the soul.
আর ওটা হলো প্রিমিয়াম আছে, এটাই আটকে যাচ্ছে এলো গাড়িটা যাচ্ছে না। এটা মোটর আছে, এই যে এটা মোটর আছে, এটা প্রিমিয়াম আছে, এই প্রিমিয়ামটা ঘুরছে না বলেই গাড়িটা যাচ্ছে না।
If trams are not there, we find that one of our lifelong companion, because tram service life is extremely high, 50, 60, 70 years. It is the same instrument or machineries that we are using from our initial life. So we have a very strong bonding, unlike buses. Buses are replaced every 5-6 years. So if the trams are no more there, then definitely I feel detached from the city.
Now, a couple of days before the accident actually took place, he moved in a rather unusual condition, somewhat disturbed, somewhat disabled, somewhat unsettled condition. He rushed into the brother's family and was asking, well, have you heard anything? Have you heard anything about a tram accident that had just taken place here? They said no, and they inquired, and there was no accident there. But the fatal accident, the final fatal accident, took place a day or two after this, well, if you could call it hallucination or something like that.